What's up, champ? I'm Vince Del Monte of VinceDelMonteFitness.com. In this video, we're going to talk about the key to building lean muscle mass. This is my brother, Michael Del Monte, my baby bro. He's the brain power behind a lot of our cool YouTube series, the Muscle Camps, the Day in the Life series. He's the guy that does a lot of videos for Grego Gallagher, all of his movie adaptations, and he's got a very creative, very articulate mind, and he's entering the world of muscle building himself.
For 12 weeks.
So Mike, you tell them, what are you doing, why are you doing this? And yeah, tell them about the journey you've just embarked on.
I've been intrigued by my brother seeing his transformation over 10 years ago, 15 years ago or something. Well, how old are you?
I was 22.
Holy smokes, almost 15 years ago. And I was always intrigued by what it did to his confidence. You know, I came from the world of distance running, and you had internal confidence. You looked like shit on the outside. I mean, you were skinny and you know, very fragile, but you had to have self-belief. You had to have perseverance. You had to have determination. Now, you would go to the club and no girls would talk to you. You'd have to be the funniest guy in the world or have the greatest personality last 10 minutes. And then you'd see these guys with all this muscle and they had all this attention. So it came from a world that you didn't thrive off of your physical appearance, you thrived off of what was inside. But I'm currently doing a new documentary about, I can't talk too much about, but it's about a a power lifter. It was the world record power lifter at one point. And so from Vince seeing his transformation at a young age and what it did for his confidence and this character and kind of how it's defined who he is as a human being, having 250 pounds of muscle, all superhuman strength, literally. I wanted to go on my own quest, and I wanted, as kind of a documentary filmmaker, I kind of like trying to get your head somewhat into your subject's mind and understand what they're going through. So what I'm doing is I've decided, I'm 1 week in, and I've wanted to build as much lean muscle as possible to understand kind of the commodity of it. It really is a commodity in the sense that, like, in your world, every single time you guys eat a meal, it's like putting $1 in your account. You do it, and you do that 5 times a day. And then you drink your 8 liters of water. There's another few dollars. It's tedious. It's tedious, and it's like everything. You feel like worse of a person if you miss a meal. Like if your macros are off in a meal, you're just like, you know, and. You wake up, you know what it is as well? The scale, that bloody scale, those integers on the scale make up your self-worth. If I'm 160, so I started at 160, and last few days I've been 165. Today I woke up at 166.2 and I felt better. I was like, I'm a better person today.
Because you gained 1 pound.
Because but the whole game is like, you know, you wrap it up in your head that it's about, you know, integers. It's about these very superficial numbers. So it's tricky. In a way, it's really cool because you can see progress really easily. In another way, it can trap you.
Right, so you've been experiencing the challenges of building muscle from a mental standpoint. What have been the physical challenges so far? Just like distance running, now you're in the muscle building world.
Well, I never lifted weights, obviously, when I ran. So the fatigue towards the end of the sets, like the program I'm on is very intense. So towards the end of I just fatigue, like I just fail, like, you know, early on, like I'm pretty good, but you literally can't lift anymore, which is a cool feeling I've never had before. But by far the hardest part is force feeding yourself these meals. Like that is I got a meal prep company in Toronto to help me out for the first week. I got 35 meals ordered from them. I ended up making a few of my own and went out a couple times. So this week I only went down to 15 meals with them. But you know, being on that clock and making sure you're eating good meals every day to gain not a lot of fat. I find that's like I'm not even hungry and I have to eat my next meal, and I find it's so clean, like because I'm eating so clean the food that I'm full halfway through the meal, but then 2 hours later I'm hungry again. So
yeah, there's fiber, very nutrient dense food, so he's not eating lots of sweets. He's really focusing on a nutrient dense diet.
It's always on your mind.
Yeah.
You know, running, I found like running was so much easier to shut off. Like you go out for a 20 kilometer, you know, whatever, you run 10 miles at 6-minute mile pace, on any given day, you come back, shut it down, that's it. You know, you eat your food, but it's not, you can eat as much as you want, you know.
You're not thinking about supplements, you're not thinking about your next
meal. I have to write on top of my vitamin, you know, and we're not doing crazy supplements. We're only taking like multivitamin, omegas, magnesium before bed, really. So it's pretty basic, but you're still kind of like looking at,
It's all in your mind, yeah.
Yeah, so I find that you have to learn how to.
And it's funny because you were competing at a world, almost like a national level for running without all that extra stuff. And these are just like average guys trying to increase their body.
Yeah.
You're not like competing or anything.
Without a doubt, the biggest thing that translates from running to without a doubt, is the effort in the gym. I can push hard. Like my workouts, like I get to the point of pure
push hard, yeah.
Not the point of pure exhaustion at the end of the workouts, and then I just need to get. I feel like for me, it's, I can waver a little bit on my nutrition, knowing that my workout. I think if I was just doing kind of the bare minimum in the gym, then your diet's really that much more important. But
he trains hard. He's like me. We really like the training aspect. That's what the nutrition stuff, it's just like, oh my God, it's just a boring subject matter. It's not like motivating. Training to me, training variables, periodizing, progressing, execution, that stuff's fascinating to me because it's all based on getting something out, creating a stimulus, creating the potential for growth. So
we like the grind.
we like to just put the hard work in.
I don't like the programs that. I like training. Like I don't want a program that says only train 30 minutes a day.
Yeah, we don't want that.
I don't like that. Like I love that. I'm like, the whole point is I'm young. I love effort. Like I love the idea of isolation in my mind, and I love the idea of effort. Why would I want something where I only train 3 times a week so I can go live a lifestyle? No, like this is what I want is to be all in the gym. So that's actually been my favorite part, is that 1 hour in the gym and experience a different type of effort that's very different than running, but still rewarding.
What's going to be the biggest challenge over the next 12 weeks? What are you trying to gain, 20 pounds?
We're doing this over the summer, so the going out honestly is tough. Like I'm downtown Toronto. I went out last night and had a couple,
couple beverages.
I'll just have like a tequila on the rocks, so I don't have any sugar, a few hundred calories. But like tomorrow's Saturday, man. We're gonna wanna go to Cabana, and it's the summer. I shouldn't have done this in the summer. I should have done this over the winter.
That's time to do it, man.
Yeah.
Then no one's going to see you, man. Your body's changing on a weekly basis. Look at arms, shoulders, everything's coming out after 2 weeks. It's all right. But you're making progress.
Yeah.
You're not going to morph.
I think our goal, we're doing very little lower body, so I was a sprinter, middle distance. So I ran 800, 1500.
Very fast.
And with those who know running, if you don't know running, but just under 150 for the 800 and around 4 minutes for the mile. So we had a lot of power. Like I wasn't one of those. We did a lot of almost lap over between long distance running and sprinting. So my legs have always been a strong point. So we're actually only doing like a small bit of legs every week. So my coach Ryan was saying, you are limiting the amount of muscle you can build in 12. If we were doing legs, you could obviously, there's a much larger muscle groups. So we're just focusing on the upper body. So I think being able to put on, if we could do 10 pounds of lean muscle in 12 weeks would be, it'd be tough.
1 pound per week, that's physiologically impossible. Your body can manufacture that, especially if you're starting out.
Yeah.
You'll probably gain more than that.
Well, studies, yeah. But I want to be like, like look good. Like I don't want to.
Oh yeah, we're not talking about just gaining 10 pounds of weight. Yeah. As long as you keep your 4 abs.
I figured it'll be closer to what? 15, 20 pounds of weight.
What's really good is if you're gaining at least 50% muscle, 50% fat. So like a 1-to-1 ratio. And you're going to do better than that just because of the adaptations your body is forced to make. Your body's even going to liberate some of your own fat for fuel to build muscle.
I started off, so with the DEXA scan, I started off at 9.9% body fat. Okay. So I think if we can keep that as close to that as possible, while putting on as much weight would be the goal.
Yeah. Without having to do an excessive cut at the end, you might even need to do a cut.
Yeah.
Again, that's why a lot of people don't understand. When you're starting out, your body's going to adapt just to the stimulus, right? You don't need calories to grow. That's a big misconception. It helps. That's the environment you want to be in. Your body can liberate body fat for muscle growth if you're training hard enough. All right, so your body will grow even if you don't have to be in a massive surplus. You just have to be consistent.
Yeah. No, it's been cool because I don't think a lot of people realize. But I've been in this world since Vince got into it. And I was filming Vince back when I first started filming things in 2012. I filmed with Ben Pekulski for a while. I filmed with a number of the top supplement companies, my buddy Greg O'Gallagher, you know, a ton of guys. List goes on and on of the guys I've kind of seen from behind the lens. So it's really neat now. It's almost as if I've been a student and studying all this, and now you kind of get to implement it. There we go. So perfect timing.
There you go. Perfect timing, right?
So so this would be pretty typical here. I have to do about 5 of these a day. Right now my meal on a day off is, actually this is a little more. Right now on the days off, today's a day off, so it's like, I think we're about 3,000 calories on the day, and that's about just under 600 calories a meal for 5 meals. So this will be a little bit more, but let's get to it.
All right, so there you guys go, a little insight into Mikey's transformation. We'll keep you guys posted, see how much muscle he gains over the next 12 weeks. And yeah, he's on a pretty badass program. We'll keep a secret for now. We're gonna be talking about that down the road, but yeah, he's doing a really, really cool thing. Anyways, I've said enough. Let's enjoy some food.
Manja.
And thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, you know what to do. Leave them in the comment section below. All right. Tempo di mangiare. Ci vediamo. Ciao, ciao.